Hey guys, NASCAR Mode 48 back again, and welcome back to another playoff predictions video. In today's playoff prediction video, we're going to be predicting our round of 12 drivers, also known as like the round of 8 and stuff, like seeing which 8 drivers will make the round of 8 and which 4 drivers will be eliminated. But before we get started with that, let's take a look at our 4 drivers that have been eliminated from the NASCAR playoffs. First up was Michael McDowell being eliminated. I got him right. I bet everyone did, because Front Row Motorsports, their equipment just not really playoff contention equipment, not even close to championship equipment. So that does suck to see Michael McDowell out. But hey, he made a valiant effort. He made the playoffs, and the last time Front Row Motorsports made the playoffs was 2016 after Chris Buescher got his first career win at Pocono when it was like that rain or fog shortened race. So yeah, it sucks, but I have to do this. Michael McDowell is officially out of the NASCAR playoffs. The next driver out of the playoffs is Kurt Busch. I'm actually pretty shocked, because last year I could see Kurt Busch being out in the first round because he wasn't really doing that well, in my opinion, last year. But this year I kind of expected a lot more from Kurt Busch. After getting that big win at Atlanta, I thought he'd probably get eliminated in the round of 12 or the round of 8, but no, he gets eliminated in the first round. I'm thinking, what? That makes no sense. So it does suck for Kurt Busch, especially when he heads to Bristol and he struggles, and he's a 6-time winner there, and Bowman, he has like 0 wins there, and that's not really his best track anyway. So that does suck for Kurt Busch and the one team. How Chip Ganassi Racing, they're in their last year, the last time competing in the playoffs, and they'll be out early in the playoffs, so that does suck. But now Kurt Busch, the second driver eliminated from the NASCAR playoffs. The next driver eliminated from the playoffs was Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick, I was not completely shocked that he was eliminated and stuff. I didn't pick Tyler Reddick to be eliminated. I thought he'd do pretty well and stuff, but I kind of should have expected him to be out, because his first time in the playoffs, and there's some growing pains, of course, going to happen, and they just need the experience in the playoffs if they want to do better for the next time or few when they're in the playoffs again. So it does suck for Tyler Reddick and the A team. They tried their best at the end of the Bristol race, just could not make it happen. It was tight. It was pretty tight, but it sucks for Tyler Reddick and the A team, as RCR now officially out of the playoffs. Tyler Reddick, the third driver out of the NASCAR playoffs right there. And the final driver eliminated from the NASCAR playoffs is Erik Amarillo. Amarillo also was trying to make a valiant effort at the end as well, because really, he did really well in the first round, but I also predicted him out in the first round. So technically, I got 2 drivers who I predicted to be out in the first round right. Amarillo, McDowell, Kurt Busch, and Tyler Reddick. I thought they would still be in it, and I thought Christopher Bell and Keselowski would go home early, but no, it was switched. So it does suck for Erik Amarillo. He was running pretty well at Darlington until he had some issues. Same thing with Richmond and now Bristol as well. So it does suck for the 10 team being the final driver eliminated, but hey, they got the win in New Hampshire. It was a big upset after having such a down year, so at least that they were able to make the playoffs and stuff. So kudos to them for at least making it, but it sucks that they have to go home early, as Amarillo is definitely one of my favorite drivers. So it sucks as Amarillo, the final, or actually the 4th driver eliminated from the NASCAR playoffs. So there were the 4 drivers eliminated from the NASCAR playoffs. So the 2 drivers that I predicted to be eliminated still in it are Brad Keselowski and Christopher Bell down here. Now it is time to look at our 4 drivers that I predict that will be eliminated after the round of 12, and then we're going to see who I predict will be in the round of 8 playoff lineup. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Let's start off with the driver that I feel like, or actually the first driver that I feel will be eliminated in the round of 12. The first driver that I believe that will be eliminated after the round of 12 is Christopher Bell, and I'm just going to stick with my gut. I just have to say right here, because Christopher Bell in the first round, he finished 20th at Darlington, which was not really that good. I mean, they did have some issues. They finished 3rd at Richmond, because he's really good at Richmond, so that's good for him. And then he finished 29th at the Bristol race. Also got to think he made contact with somebody, he hit the wall, and he started to lose a lot of points towards the end, so that's also what kind of defaulted into that. But yeah, I'm not really 100% confident in Christopher Bell in the 20 team. I mean, we have to see, because going into Vegas, he finished, I believe, 7th at Vegas earlier this year, which is pretty good. So I say watch out for him. And then they finished 17th at Talladega, but you got to think Talladega is Talladega and stuff. And it's very hard to predict, so you're not sure what's going to happen. And the Charlotte Roval, he is a pretty decent road course racer, so watch out for him to make some noise at the Roval, but we'll see. But the reason I think Bell is not going to make the playoffs is just the inexperience, I think, and the struggles that they've just been having. And so, because at the beginning of the season, they looked pretty good, but then after that win, they haven't really looked like anything for the rest of the regular season, except for having some pretty good runs here and there and stuff, like second at Road America, second at what's the track, Loudon and stuff, and then they'll have some good nice top 5 finishes here and there, but then other than that, they'll just be like mediocre. So we'll see what happens to Christopher Bell, but my reason for him not making it into the round of 8 is the inconsistency, definitely pressure on him, and also the inexperience inside Christopher Bell, the 25, 26-year-old. I mean, we'll just have to see, but a bit more experience for him. He'll definitely do better in the playoffs next year if he does make it. The second driver that I have eliminated after the first round is Brad Keselowski. He was also the driver that I predicted to be eliminated after the first round, but Brad Keselowski, I was actually pretty surprised with him in the first round, because he actually had some pretty good speed and stuff. I mean, he did finish 7th at Darlington, which is a very impressive run. We also got to count out that some of the other playoff drivers had struggles that day. He finished 13th at Richmond. When I saw him finish 13th, that was the big issue, because he won that race a year ago and he was really good at these short tracks, but now this year he just struggled. And then he finished 6th at Bristol, which was pretty good because he was definitely running up there, especially in like stage 1 at Bristol, so that was pretty good for him. But still, I don't think these results are going to do him any good to get him into the round of 8. And besides, you have a lot of drivers who look so much better than Brad Keselowski this year. And then we're heading to Vegas for Brad Keselowski. He did finish 2nd there early this year, so I feel like that will probably be one of his best tracks. And Talladega, he won there earlier this year, but anything can happen. So really, the first 2 races should be pretty good for Brad Keselowski, but we just have to see if he can execute. Because these were early in the season. We're talking about Brad Keselowski like right now, not from earlier this season, right now. And then from the Charlotte Roval earlier this season, I believe Brad Keselowski finished like 18th or something, so definitely not a road course racer. We all know that from Watkins Glen and stuff. But we'll see what happens to Brad Keselowski. But the reason that I don't think he's going to make the playoffs is just he's just not as good as last year, and he definitely has some drivers in the playoffs who are 100% better than him right now. The third driver I have eliminated in the round of 12 is Kyle Busch. A bit of a shocker here, and I was kind of stunned by myself why I picked Kyle Busch, but I have some pretty decent reasoning. Darlington, he finished 35th after, I believe he said he made a mistake, or actually no, he said like the car sucked and stuff. Of course, lack of practice and qualifying can definitely be a huge effect in the playoffs, because you don't know what's going to be good or what's going to be bad and stuff. He did get 9th at Richmond, and he could have won that race if it wasn't for that penalty on pit road, so mistakes definitely got him there. And then finished 21st at Bristol, and he definitely had a car that could get a nice solid top 5 finish, but they had a tire issue at the end of the race and they were losing spots. They almost got eliminated in the first round, so that was very, very worrying for if you're a Kyle Busch fan right there. And then if now for the second round, if we're headed to Vegas, he did finish 3rd there. He did finish 3rd at Vegas earlier this year, so that should be a pretty decent track for Kyle Busch, so we'll see what happens there. They were going to go to Talladega. Of course, anything can happen at Talladega, but he did finish 18th there early this year and had a mediocre race last year at Talladega. And then headed over to the Charlotte Roval. Kyle Busch, definitely a decent road course racer in my opinion, but at the Roval last year, I believe Kyle Busch, let's just say he finished 30th. Because if you guys want to know Kyle Busch's average finish at the Roval, go look it up, because it is undeniably terrible. So go check that out, because we've only ran 3 races here, and he has the worst average finish, I believe, upon any other driver in the Cup Series. Even worse than Michael McDowell, I think. I can't confirm that. Actually, no, I want to check that out right quick. Oh my god, I was right. Michael McDowell has an average finish of 20.6 at the Roval. Kyle Busch has an average finish of 33rd. His best finish was just last year, 30th. Oh my gosh. So definitely a huge worry for Kyle Busch fans when you hear the Charlotte Roval's the elimination race. Meaning Kyle Busch needs to have a hell of a race this weekend and needs to stay out of trouble next weekend. But the reason I have Kyle Busch eliminated is just the struggles and the mistakes that they've been making so far in the playoffs right now definitely is going to be at the back of their heads, and definitely going to be like a pain. It's going to be something that they're going to remember, thinking, oh no, we made this, we can't let this happen again. The pressure is going to be on Kyle Busch, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I pick Kyle Busch to be eliminated because of the pressure and struggles and the mistakes that him and his team have made. And then the final driver I have eliminated after the round of 12 is Joey Logano. And that's kind of weird to say because he finished 8th at Darlington, 5th at Richmond, and 11th at Bristol. Joey Logano has probably been the #1 least talked about playoff driver in the first round. That's what I have to say after watching what NBC's broadcast and stuff. And that's true in my opinion because he's been pretty solid and stuff. So Joey Logano, I have a lot of faith in him, but the reason why I don't think he'll make it in is because I can't really give that much of a good reason. I feel like it's just gonna be so tight for this last playoff spot. I mean, all right, now let's talk about these, of course, the races in the round of 12. Of course, you have Vegas. He finished 9th there early this year, and then Talladega, he finished he flipped. We do remember that, so of course that happened for Joey Logano. And then at the Charlotte Roval, Joey Logano's not really a road course racer in my opinion either, because his first and probably only road course race or road course win was at Watkins Glen back in 2015, and even then Harvick ran out of gas on the final lap, so can't even count that. But Joey Logano at Charlotte Roval, I believe that he finished, wait a second, Logano finished 2nd at the Roval. Yeah, I forgot. He finished 2nd at the Roval last year to Chase Elliott. I forgot about that. So maybe he will do pretty well there, but we'll just have to see. It's a wild card round. Of course, you had a mile and a half at Vegas, the restricted plate at Talladega, and you have the Roval and stuff. So like, you can't have it. You can't have it be caught up in a wreck at Talladega, have an issue at Vegas or at the Roval. So we'll just have to see what happens to Joey Logano. But my main reason that I don't think he'll make it into the round of 8 is because I feel it's just going to be a very tight battle just to get into that last spot or the last couple spots to make their way into the round of 8. So we'll see what happens to Joey Logano in the 22 team. But I pick him as my final driver to be eliminated after the round of 12. Meaning that the round of 8 drivers that I predict will be Kyle Larson, Mark Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Kevin Harvick. This may be a shocker, but I feel like all 400 cars can make their ways into the round of 8. It's possible. If Joker's Racing could do that, I feel like Hendrick could do that, but we'll just have to see, because Bowman and Byron barely made into the round of 12 on the skin of their teeth, so we'll have to see. But I feel like Bowman, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for him. He's definitely going to have to be battling, but I just want to point out, last time we were at a 1.5 mile racetrack, he did better than his teammates. So we'll see, because that was back in Atlanta in July. So it's been a while since we've been on a 1.5 mile racetrack, but I can't wait to see what happens this weekend. Hopefully you guys are too. But anyway, that's going to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know who you guys think will be the second 4 drivers eliminated after the round of 12. And also, who do you think will make it into the round of 8? Also, if you want to go check out our last 2 previous videos, for the prediction for the Truck Series round of 8 and the Xfinity Series as their playoffs begin to start, you can go ahead check that out in my channel. Also subscribe to my channel. We just gained 2 subscribers in the last 3-4 days, so it really means a lot to me. I'm very appreciative. I mean, I am very appreciative about that. Also, if you want to check out my gaming channel, NASCAR Gaming 48, I was supposed to make a video today, but I've been having issues with the PS4, so that's going to be a bit of a postpone there. So maybe on Monday we'll have it back up and running again, but we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, and also if you want to follow me on Instagram, link will be in the description. But that's gonna do it. I'll see you guys on Sunday for the NASCAR, or for the NRR race review for Vegas. This is NASCAR Mobile 48. Peace out.